All right, everybody. So this is witchy-tok, where we talk nothing but about witchcraft, Wicca, and everything else in between. So I am Joe, and also known as Moonraven. I actually have been a Wiccan for the past 26 years now. I'm a self-dedicated initiate, and I prefer my craft to be done solitary. I'm eclectic, of course, and I don't specifically practice particularly any tradition. I'm more so eclectic, which eclectic means I just gather information from all different traditions and I bring them all together and pretty much synthesize it to where whatever resonates with me. So, however, I believe in the Wiccan read. Yes, of course, all Wiccans do. So I'm going to read to you guys what witchcraft and Wicca is, the differences between the two, and how that there is an arguable debate amongst the pagan community that they sometimes like to use them interchangeably, which I don't agree with. But again, that's everyone has their own personal beliefs and their own traditions that they follow. So to each his own, basically. Okay, so what is witchcraft? And yes, I am reading from something that I have printed out. So witchcraft and Wicca. Much has already been written comparing the two and debates if they are one and the same. But I'm going to share my belief, and no, I do not claim that, however, this is the gospel truth. However, it is my truth, so here we go. First, yes, I have walked the Wiccan path, and I have elevated pretty much every single thing to, and remember, this is just me reading something else, you guys. It's not per se my actual writing, so I should credit the person who I'm reading from. So it is called The Essence of Witchcraft, Origins, Beliefs, and Practices by Lady Hecate. Okay, so back to where I was. Alrighty, so yes, I have walked the Wiccan path and have elevated to third offline with an elder and eclectic Wicca. I have been in traditional circles, also eclectic with Gardnerian and Alexandrian influences. Today I am an eclectic Grey Witch and priestess of Hecate. I serve as advisor in a couple of covens today, and I am convinced, as I have read and studied, and just in my own walk and life experience, believe Wicca and witchcraft are not the same. Witchcraft is not a religion. Wicca is a man-made religion, which was created by Gerald Gardner in the early 1950s. Not all witches are religious or Wiccan. Not all Wiccans are witches. Even Cunningham acknowledges this one in one of his books on Wicca. Traditional or original Wicca is a mystery religion. It is an initiatory system. To be a part of traditional Wicca, coven or circle, Gardner, Alexandrian, both the oldest ones, one must be initiated by a high priestess or a high priest within those particular traditions. Okay, I'm going to stop right there real quick and just note that I don't agree with that one thing that they said about Cunningham, because first of all, yes, that's true. Not all witches are Wiccan because Wicca is a religion, but all Wiccans are witches because it is a religion for witches. So I don't agree with what that person said just earlier, so I just had to make sure you guys are aware of that. Okay, so to be a witch, one is or is not. One does not have to be initiated to be a witch. If so, then who initiated the first? Witchcraft does not require all what goes into ritual. In other words, the hoopla. Now, I love ritual, do it, but as a witch, it is not a must for me to function as a witch. Witches may be spiritual, but not religious in practices, and some are atheistic, meaning that they work with no specific deity to call on or work with. Okay, so again, pausing there for a moment. So yes, that is true. Witches are not religious, so they don't necessarily have to believe in a particular deity, but they do, however, do magic. I mean, doing witchcraft is a craft for the wise one. It's a craft and an art all on its own. It's a belief and it's a way of life. So in a way, I kind of don't agree fully. Again, I don't know why I decided to read this, but I'm glad I'm pointing out some facts because honestly, wow. Okay, so yet honor this, they do not specifically call on any deity, which they do specifically call on a deity depending on the particular spell that they're doing. Okay, yet they honor the sacredness of life and earth. Most witches are pagans, but not all pagans are witches. Okay, so yes, that's true. All witches and Wiccans are pagan, but not all pagans are witches or Wiccan, because there's also different branches of that particular umbrella term, pagan. So, in other words, a witch who practices witchcraft does not necessarily mean that they practice the religion of Wicca, which is pretty much the whole point in this. So, yeah, that is very true. Alrighty, so I'm going to skip down to the origins and history of witchcraft. So, the witchcraft of the early Christian period. You know what? I don't know if I'm going to go ahead and read this because honestly, now that I actually am reading this, I don't really like some of the information. It's having me portray certain things out there, and I don't like having to correct myself when I. Yeah, so much for that one. Okay, so let's see here. What shall we talk about? So let's talk about the fact that how every witch and every Wiccan all believe in different things, and obviously that being one of them, and me not really agreeing with a lot of what they're saying. So I'm going to do another video here in a minute, and we're going to discuss what I personally believe, so that way we can get better acquainted on the whole witchcraft and Wicca scenario. So yeah.